Now let's move on to this one here. But I never saw on this. It says Duck database in 100 seconds. I don't know what this is. Well, clearly it is a database. So it's some type of application with a database. And yeah, let's get into it.
DuckDB, an open-source, fast, embeddable SQL OLAP database that simplifies the way developers implement analytics. It was developed in the Netherlands, written in C++.
Wait, hold on. What he just said there? Hold on. That was a bit too much.
DuckDB, an open-source, fast, embeddable SQL OLAP database that simplifies the way developers implement analytics. It was developed in the Netherlands, written in C++, and first released in 2019. And the TLDR is that it's like SQLite, but for columnar data. Everybody knows that SQLite is the most deployed database in the world, and that's because it runs as a single binary with no dedicated database management server process necessary, allowing it to be embedded almost anywhere, like the billions of smartphones around the world. DuckDB is built on the same philosophy, but instead of storing data row-wise, it stores it column-wise. But why does that matter? Well, you see, storing rows together is great for transactional workloads like most apps out there, like an e-commerce website where you need to read and write entire records at the same time. But it's not so great for high-volume time series data commonly found in analytics and IoT, where you need to read and analyze all the data in one column across many records. When
Okay, so he's basically saying that with Duck database, it basically like stores the data column wise so that it's basically easier to read the data, versus with SQLite, it basically has a data row wise and it's basically harder to read. So I think that's what he's trying to say here.
Storage is optimized for columns, it opens the door to much faster data aggregation, like calculating an average, in addition to much faster filters and joins. And DuckDB achieves excellent performance with massive datasets thanks to its columnar vectorized query execution engine, where large batches of values are processed as vectors in one operation in parallel. It's already in use at big companies like Meta, Google, and Airbnb, and you can get started by installing it, then run the DuckDB command from the terminal. And now we can start inserting data just like any other SQL database. Then, if we want to read an individual column, we can do so with a select query. And what's especially awesome is that if we have some existing data in a CSV or Parquet file, we can access it directly in a SQL statement. In addition, we could take that data, then output it to a different format, like JSON or even an HTML table. That's cool and all, but the real power of this database is its ability to perform aggregations when working with time series data. Like, imagine we have a massive dataset of stock prices and need to calculate things like the average, max, and min values for the last day. We can easily.
So I'm guessing that this is just for more like, well, I guess he did kind of say it in the beginning. Like, I'm guessing that this database here is for more like people that want to like stocks and that no, it's basically like a numbers database. Is what I'm getting, that he's trying to say that this database here is for more people that want to like basically view numbers and stuff like that.
Achieve that in a select statement thanks to built-in aggregate functions. Then use GroupBy to bucket the data into a specific time range. But under the hood, we get excellent performance because unlike SQLite, which processes data row by row, DuckDB processes data in vectorized batches of rows and is multi-threaded by default, making it an excellent choice for analytical workloads. This has been
so it basically like for analytical workload, which I'm not really a big analytic guy, so I'm guessing that this won't really fall for me. But yeah, I was going to react to why tech interviews are a joke, but I've never really done a tech interview before. But I'm pretty sure, well, what our video basically was talking about is that like basically companies want you to have like 3 to 5 years experience in like in learning like a stack. But it's like, how can a junior who's now coming into the tech field be able to have 3 to 5 years in React or whatever stacks if they're just a junior developer? Like, that doesn't make sense, you know. So that's like basically